Hi, my name is Mike Workman and I'm president and founder of Towdaddy. Today we're in one of our production facilities and it's my pleasure to be able to introduce to you our latest product, which is called the Autofuse. Many of you may be unaware that most of the new cars that are manufactured require you to remove one or two fuses prior to trailering. While you are on the road, oftentimes your battery can go dead, and then upon reaching your destination, that fuse has to be reinserted. What our device does is when you hook up your towed vehicle to your motorhome, it automatically disconnects the fuse. While you are underway, it will charge your battery with a trickle charge, and then upon reaching your destination, it will automatically disconnect the fuse so that you arrive there with a fully charged battery and you won't have to either replace or take the fuse out. Now I'd like to walk over and we're actually going to demonstrate the installation of this device, which in most cars takes 10 minutes or less.
Okay, now we've moved over to the test bench and I've got a Towdaddy-Autofuse here with the accompanying wires that attach to it. And we've got a couple of typical fuses that are on modern cars with the connectors that are supplied with the kit. And there's another example of a fuse with the connectors. Okay, here's a 2006 Malibu fuse box. And what we're going to do today is to actually just hook it up. So the first thing we want to do is to determine the proper fuse that needs to be removed and use the volt-ohm-meter to determine the polarity. I've got it at 20 volts DC, and what we're going to do is take the fuse remover and we're going to check in the owner's manual and remove the proper fuse from the fuse box, which I've done. Then we need to determine the polarity, and using the volt-ohm-meter or a polarity checker, you can determine which is the positive and which is the cold or the negative terminal. Then what you need to do is to take the vehicle's fuse and hook up the proper female connectors to that. And I've already crimped it onto the 12 volt wire here. And we've taken a 6-inch segment of the red wires, you can see, and we've done this on both sides where we split the wire. So our fuse is now hooked up in line on the hot side, and we've crimped a male connector onto the 12 gauge wire, and I inserted into the fuse box. I'm going to do the same thing. I've inserted a male connector onto the negative or the cold side, and I'm inserting that into the fuse box. Okay, now that we've connected the wires to the fuse box, the next step is to hook up the ground, and that's the white wire, and find a good ground on your chassis in the car and attach that securely. And same thing with the brown wire. It needs to hook up to the tail lead coming from the motorhome, and you can hook that up to the wiring harness in the car and hook that up securely using appropriate connectors. Then we package the wires underneath the cover, replace the cover on the fuse box, and we're finished.